Hello and welcome to another DJI Neo Drone video. Now in today's video I was trying to think of something to do for you good people to watch, and I was just thinking I can't just fly it around this little field, and then I thought to myself, I've got a bit of an anxiety when it comes to flying around trees. Now if you've seen previous videos you'll know that I crashed this little thing into a tree, I damaged the camera and the gimbal beyond repair, and I had to get a brand new drone from DJI. And ever since then, I've been a bit nervous about flying around trees, so that's why I always come here, because there's only few trees in the centre, but if you get about 25 metres in the air, you can zoom right over them, and you can basically fly all over this little field area without any issues whatsoever, apart from the wind. Now it is a bit windy today, I think it's about 9-10 mile an hour winds, which is under the level 4 of DJI recommended flying wind speed. And which, yes, I think it's, is it 13 to 18 mile an hour you can't fly this in, so it's just under that. So what I thought is, rather than flying it around this field to start off with, what I need to do is I need to get over my anxiety, so in regards to flying around trees. So what I thought is, rather than flying it here, I thought I'd fly it here in this nice little woodland area which is just adjacent to the field that I fly on. But as you can see, there's a lot of obstacles, there's a lot of sort of trees. But because of the fact that the leaves are off and they're all pretty bare, you can sort of see where you're going. But the thing with the Neo and flying, you don't tend to see these on the camera. You can see this because it's quite thick, or the actual branches themselves. But when the Neo gets anywhere near this, it seems to struggle, and if these get into the propellers, it cuts the propellers off and it just drops. So I want to try and test it and see what it's like. There is a nice little run here that I'm going to attempt to do. I don't know if you can see that on the GoPro. There's a massive open space there, and it follows through and it continues all the way through there. So my idea is just to fly it around this little area, down there and round about, and just see how I get on. Maybe go up a little bit and fly it down, get a little bit brave. But I think when it comes to these sort of trees, I need to keep away from those, because obviously sort of it has a bit of an issue with that sort of stuff. So how do I get on? Do I crash? You'll have to watch to find out. So check this out, and then after I've done it in here, I'll probably just go back over to the field and zoom it around on sports mode for a bit of a laugh. So if you want to watch that, stay tuned. See you in a minute. So the purpose of this video really is just to fly around these trees, get a bit more confidence when it comes to this sort of an environment, whereas usually I'm filming out there on the field where the trees are both sides of the field and it's a lot easier to fly. But when I crashed the drone before, it was a bit of a nightmare, and I lost my confidence when it came to sort of flying around things like this. So I'm going to try and just fly around slowly, pick up speed, and then just try and build that confidence, so when I am filming around here I can sort of let loose on the drone itself and hopefully not smash it like I did last time. So let's go. So there we go. I've only done it for about 10 seconds and I've already hit a branch, but it seems to recover quite well when it hits the branches themselves. I mean, I'll try and ascend it there, see if it whacks into it. So it whacks into it, but it seems to hover, or if it does hit the branch, it sort of falls a little, but then seems to stabilise and not crash, which is the object of what I'm trying to do here. But yeah, it's difficult when you're trying to film like around trees and things like that, just trying to remember the stick configuration, and obviously like as I'm going through here, just sort of keeping an eye on the line of sight of the actual drone itself. Obviously now it's slowly sort of disappearing into those trees over there, so I can't really see if it's going to crash or not, because it's very close obviously on the screen. I don't know if you can see that, it's quite dark, but I'm trying to keep the ISO down and everything down, so you sort of get a better quality video rather than it all pixelated like before. So I'm going to try and angle it back around to where I am and fly it straight through here. Try and remember the configuration of the sticks is opposite when it's flying towards you. Oh yeah. But yeah, it's just trying to like go around something like this when you can't fully see it, and just enjoy it and try and like not be so anxious about crashing into a tree. I nearly did that. But yeah, it's just trying to master the controls so that you can fly it in different directions and not smash it into a tree. There you go, now it's hit a tree. Fingers crossed it's not knackered. Gimbal, oh no, what's it doing? Hopefully it hasn't broken like last time. I did put something on the front. It looks all right. Let's have a quick look. Looks all right, the gimbal's moving. As you can see there, the gimbal's moving around. It's not like last time when the gimbal was actually smashed into the thing. I think this has actually helped save it when it's hit that. Chances are it's hit that. I'll have to look at the footage. It's probably hit that, but luckily, as you can probably see on there, when it hits, it's not hitting the gimbal, and if it does hit, yes, I'm near a tree, that's why. Yeah, so when it hits, hopefully the brunt of the impact will be taken on that aluminium bar. But I'll get it back up in the air. So I'm recording again, and I'll get it on. So yeah, that happened last time, where it basically whacked into a tree, and it just said things about the gimbal, and I didn't really sort of fully understand the warning sign. It wasn't until I looked at it that I realised that it actually smashed the camera housing and the gimbal housing, and yeah, basically I couldn't really sort of do much with it. I could fly it, but I couldn't record. It kept like shaking. The camera was sort of going up and down all the time. But luckily DJI repaired it for me, or gave me a new drone. This is a brand new one, and I'm trying not to smash it. But it's just trying to keep an eye on it, and then when you get down to sort of here, obviously you can probably see better on the drone camera, but when you go down here, you can't really sort of see where the trees are situated, if you're going to hit them, if there's branches. So I'm just trying to manoeuvre a bit better and try and keep along this sort of path where I can see exactly where the trees are. Now obviously you can see I'm right there, and there's a nice clean path there. I can see there's no branches sticking out. Could probably go a little bit further. There is water, like a little stream to the left of me at the moment, which sort of weaves in and out. It's not a straight path, it sort of weaves in and out, so I need to be mindful that it doesn't go anywhere near there, because the last thing I need is that falling in there. But yeah, it's just trying, as a beginner, it's just trying to get a confidence of actually sort of flying it around environments like this, where you just sort of have to just go for it and not worry too much. Obviously I'm a bit cautious. This is my first flight around something like this, so I'm trying to keep it in a decent pathway. But yeah, I'm just trying to like go between two trees, as you can probably just see there, and go between them. I'm on normal mode. Whoa. And I'm quite pleased with myself that I've only crashed it once. But yeah, as soon as it gets further down there, I don't know if there's anybody around there, so I just need to turn up. Every time I get low, it always seems to correct itself. But I don't want to get too low, because then that's when it'll, oh, that was near a tree. Don't know if that shows on the camera, it just looked very close to the tree. But yeah, it's just trying to like turn when you can sort of see, whoa, that looks very close to the tree. To me, that looks, there's the tree itself. But to me, when I'm looking on the camera, it looks as though it's about a centimetre away from it. But it's just that the camera itself is very deceiving in trying to judge distances. When I was doing the yarn video, trying to judge the bridge, I wanted to try and get as close to the bridge as I could. But then yeah, I just sort of pulled up at the last minute. But when I actually looked up at the drone, it was nowhere near it. Right, where are we? I mean, I watch people fly these drones around trees, and to be honest, I think it's remarkable what they can do. I'm very sort of mindful of it crashing all the time. And then it's crashed again. So luckily, all that's done is it's just crashed into some foliage. Is that what it's called? Like plants. So chances are it's basically just hit, and obviously the motor itself is just stopped because of the leaves. I'm just trying to find it. It was around here somewhere. Where are you? Don't want to step on it. Can you see it? Because I can't. Where are you? I can't see on the actual screen as well. It's recording still. There you are. I've nearly used like a battery already. But there he is. He's okay. He's fine. There he is. So let's get it back up. So yeah, it's all well and good. It's all fine. It's all good. But yeah, as I was saying, it's just trying to keep an eye on it, trying to judge distances, trying to manoeuvre it around certain trees. What's it doing? That's one thing I've noticed with the Neo. Sometimes it'll manoeuvre by itself rather than just hovering. I don't know if it's trying to get a GPS like signal or what, but it's on 15. Well, it seems to be fluctuating between 14 and 15 at the moment. But I'm not too sure whether it manoeuvres to try and find a better signal. If that's the case, let us know in the comments. I'm not too sure. But it tends to go backwards and forwards and get higher, so I'm guessing that's the reason for it. Bring it down a little bit. Try and follow it around these trees. Obviously, for a professional drone pilot, you'll probably be laughing at me thinking, oh, you're way too slow, you need to be speeding up. Whack it on sports mode, get it on fast, and just fly it and not worry about it crashing, just enjoy the experience. But after crashing it, I'm kind of a bit nervous about doing something like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just fly it a little bit more around here, and then what I'll do is I'll go out in the field and give it a good flying over there, maybe on sports mode just for the final battery before I head back. But yeah, it's just trying to get the confidence of flying these things. Obviously the Neo's like a nice little sturdy drone compared to sort of the Flip that I've seen. But it is just a matter of flying it and then just hoping that it doesn't break when you crash it. But obviously for myself, there I was trying to rise up again. I don't know, it's like 20 satellites, so it should know where it's going. So I'm going to fly straight down here and then I'll head over to the field. That's the only thing when you're flying it at a distance. I mean, there's somebody walking their dog over there, so I'm trying to not fly it too far into those woods, just to give me a bit of distance to fly it all the way back. I can see the leaves blowing all over, so it's not as far away as I thought it was. But obviously I don't want to end up flying it near the man and his dog. Just angle it round to where I am, which is somewhere over here. Here we go. So yeah, this is just on normal speed. I'm just trying not to go too fast. I'm just trying to master angling it around here. And obviously you can see it's coming straight for me, trying to miss that tree. And then, whoa, straight over there. But yeah, for this little drone, for whatever price it is, 160 quid by itself, I really do enjoy flying it. It's really good fun just to be able to get all over the place with it. To be able to just fly and see angles of buildings, architecture and areas that you couldn't possibly see with just a GoPro camera. But yeah, it's just, for a beginner, I'm loving the Neo. And oh, it's back, it's too low. Cancel. So this will be the last little run in here. I'm going to fly it along.
Return to home promptly.
I'm going to be brave. I'm going to put it on sports mode. Whoa! Right, so I'm going to go over there and I'm going to fly it in the field and have a little bit of fun on sports mode. So I will see you in a minute. So when it comes to flying the drone over here, it's great because it's very clear on the camera, as you can see there. It may come up with a few warnings while flying because of it is a bit windy. I think the drone can do level 4, which is about is it 13 to 18 mile an hour winds, and I think it's probably about between 9 and 11 at the moment. Get it over that tree. I don't want to end up having it on that tree. But I can feel there's a decent wind blowing at the moment. So up there it's going to be a lot windier. So hopefully it's not going to have too much of an issue. I'm going to try changing the ISO down. Not the ISO, the frame rate. So I'm flying at, I'm at 1080p. I'm at 1080p by 60 frames, so I'm at 1/120, which is double the frame rate. Right, okay, and yeah, let's give it a fly. I can see there's people there. I'll go up so I'm not near the dogs. But yeah, this is the area that I really love to fly around here, because you can pretty much see where you're going, whereas obviously there you've got trees and branches. The branches you can't see, the trees obviously you can. But here you can get to a decent altitude. I'm at 26 metres in the sky, obviously. It's having a bit of an issue there. But strong wind. I'm going to turn it around. And so it's a nice little area just to fly this. When it's a calm day, there's no wind, you can get a decent speed up. You can get a decent distance. But obviously, the stronger the wind, the more the propellers have to work and the quicker the battery runs out. I'm just walking around. There's people walking the dogs, as you've seen on the camera there. I'm going to try not to be too close to those. Obviously, they'll see me talking to myself and think I'm a mentalist. But yeah, let's fly back. I'm going to do it on sports mode. Just to fly back. I can't even, I can see it. When it's up in the sky, it's only like, what, 180 metres away. It's just like a little dot. But it's sure to shift. I mean, obviously it's going, I think it's going with the wind. Whereas when it was going back over there, you just turn round. When it was going this direction, I think it was fighting against the wind. It is, yeah, you can see a completely different shift in the speed. Now you've got the strong wind warnings. Bring it down a little bit. No. But yeah, it's like as soon as you fly against the wind, it's having an issue. But when you fly with the wind, it doesn't half go at fast speed. But that's what people have said. You need to like fly against the wind when you start off with, and then fly with the wind when you're bringing it back. So I'm just trying to figure out which way I am. Am I this way? I believe I am. So fly over. But yeah, I just wish I had a bit more confidence when it comes to flying this drone at this speed. You're just trying to remember the controls, remember which is left and right, which is going to go sideways. And when it comes to going near trees, that quick thinking of being able to just change direction. Obviously, I apologise for spinning it around as fast as I can here, but I'm just trying to do laps, to be honest. But yeah, it goes a fair whack, doesn't it? But that's going with no, it's going against the wind. But then obviously when I turn it round, I'll try and go a bit slow when I turn round. But yeah, it's just so quick when it goes with the wind. Hello. But on sports mode, obviously, it's going faster, so the battery doesn't last nearly as long as the normal mode. But yeah, I'm really enjoying playing with the Neo, and I'm hoping to try and get a bit more confident every time I fly it. Usually I just go cine mode, and just for those short, slow cinematic shots, and normal mode sometimes, as I said before in the previous video. If it's just like buildings, then it's not too bad on normal mode. But when it comes to cinematic, or if it's sort of around here, or sort of I want to get plenty of detail and not too much motion blur, I tend to use cinematic mode a lot. But sports mode, as I've said in previous videos, that's solely just to bring the drone back to where I am. Do you know what? I can't even, oh, there it is. Couldn't even see it there. It was hiding. But yeah, it's just, I just love the Neo. It's just awesome. Obviously, a lot of people don't like it. I think the camera's not up to much. But as a beginner drone, just to get used to the controls and everything like that, it's a perfect little bit of kit, as I always say. Anyway, yeah. So I'm going to power down and I'll do my little final bit of camera, and I will see you in a minute. So, I hope you enjoyed that little run. It's great to be on that field. There's only a couple of groups of trees dotted around, so as long as you're up to a certain height, you can get straight over the top of them and you can fly as much as you want around here. There are the odd dog walkers that do walk on the outskirts sometimes, so I do try to bring it up to a level where it's not going to disturb those. But yeah, it's just great to get to learn the controls, the muscle memory of how far to push a certain stick in order to get it to manoeuvre around. But when I was flying there, I wasn't really sort of doing too much. It was just going fast. I just enjoyed the speed of it. But it was in here was the real test, because of, I don't know if you've seen previous videos, but I actually crashed this drone, and it was the actual gimbal and the camera that got damaged. It sort of came out of alignment, smashed out, and it started doing this. If you've seen the previous video, you'll have known, but it kept going up and down. The drone itself flew perfectly. It went up and down and how it should do, but I couldn't record because obviously the footage was just like that. So I got a brand new one, and I got the DJI care package. So now if I do crash it, it only cost me 19 quid to get a new one. I think I can get 4 in 2 years. I think that's what it is. But yeah, the flying over there was just a bit of fun, but here was, as I say, was a real test. I don't know if you can see on the GoPro, but there is a walkway here. Now this walkway, you can see is, there's not much leaves on there. You can see it's been trodden on. So when it comes to flying this, I can gauge where to go because of the pathway. There's not going to be too many branches sticking out. It's only the sort of the trees and the thick branches I need to be aware of. But the thing is, when you're flying around this, because of new growth, I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but when this new growth is sticking out, there's a fair bit of it on the trees all over. But when it goes over, if for some reason it goes down, these little shoots go in between the grill of the propellers. It hits the propeller just stops, and obviously the drone itself just falls to the ground and shuts off. I think that's what happened over there as well, where the plants were. I think because there's a lot of downforce, wind or whatever you would call it on this, obviously things underneath are waving around. When I was going over here, you could see the leaves blowing all over the place. But I think that's what happened over there. It was going over, it sort of blew a bit, and there must have been something flapping about. It's gone into the actual grill and stopped the motor. That's why it fell into there. But luckily it hasn't damaged it. There's a bit of greenery on it from where it hit the plants, but there's no damage whatsoever. These things are pretty indestructible, as I say, apart from the actual camera. That's the most vulnerable part of the drone itself. But I wanted to start off slow here. I wanted to come along, maybe zoom it along where I knew it was safe, and then get it round the trees. But the problem is with the camera, it always looks a lot closer to the tree itself, whereas it might be here, but on the camera it looks like it's not too far away from it. So it's trying to gauge those distances. So if you're doing like a nice speedy shot and there's a tree there and you kind of want it to go like that and zoom past, it's, for me, I'd probably be about here and then zoom round. Whereas with a bit more confidence, and people that I've seen on YouTube flying themselves, they get so close and manage to just be millimeters away from branches and trees. Obviously in the edit they're probably smashed into trees and they're probably lost the drone loads of times, but obviously that's the beauty of editing. You can fly the drone around, you can cut out the best bits and it looks like you're a perfectionist and you're excellent at flying these things, but in reality you've probably crashed it about 20 times, which is what I do. I tend to do a lot of new takes because I tend to mess up a lot, and that's what you don't see in the videos. I've got tons of bloopers. But anyway, but yeah, this whole video was solely just to get a bit more confidence around trees after the crash. And I started off slow and I'm trying to like build up speed. I'll probably come to this woodland more often because it is so open. There's a lot of different levels, but I'll start off slow and I'll gradually build up, and I'll gradually build up, getting closer and closer to different trees. And hopefully when it comes to flying in open spaces where there are trees dotted around, I can be a bit more dangerous, risky, whatever the word you would call it. And sort of when I'm flying around stuff, I can do some nice little close shots in between trees. Bit like when you see those speeders on Star Wars and they kind of zoom in through all of the trees. It'd be good to be able to do that on the drone. Anyway, I'm gonna go home and have a cup of tea. All I can think about now is a pepperoni pizza that's in the freezer, ready to cook when I get back. So my mind is focused on that rather than doing this. So thank you so much for watching these drone videos as well as my travel videos. I'm trying to do these drone videos every Wednesday, but as you can appreciate, I'm in the northeast of England and most of the time it's windy and it's raining. When we do see the sun, it's a shock. So I tend to try and get out. The wind speed that's out there at the moment is probably around about 9 to 11 miles an hour. So it's getting close to that level 4 wind speed that this can't handle. I think it's 13 to 18 miles an hour that this has an issue. As you probably could tell when I was flying it over there, doing the speed mode, sports mode, it was saying high wind warning or wind warning, so I had to bring it down a bit. But in here it's sheltered, so it wasn't too bad. But I know for a fact in the next few days it's going to be level 4, so I can't refly this. So there might be some times when I can't do these Wednesday drones, but when I do, it's much appreciated you watching them, commenting on them. If you've just started flying a drone, let us know in the comments. Let us know how you're getting on. If you've got a drone channel, put it in the comments as well. I'd love to see your videos. If you're professional, let us know if I'm making mistakes. Let us know any tips, tricks or advice regarding this drone. As I mentioned in the previous video, I don't know if anybody has seen that yet, but if you have, I mentioned in there, if you were to upgrade from the DJI Neo, what would you go for? Something mid-price, not something that's going to cost me £1,000 plus, something that's decent. I'm not too keen on the Flip at the moment. There's a lot of mixed reactions and reviews on that drone, so I'm probably going to miss out there. There is talks of a DJI Neo 2, but I don't know if that's just people talking about it or whether DJI are actually going to do it. It would be great to be able to get a sturdy little bird kit that's not like where you don't have to fold it. You can just stick it in your pocket, where the camera is maybe 8K, or whether you can do 120 frames per second or more, or whether the battery life is like 25 minutes, 30 minutes rather than the 15 to 18. That would be amazing if we can get something like that. But the other drones that are out there, DJI or any make, to be honest, let us know in the comments what you would upgrade to from this. And yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. It helps me out massively, pushes my videos out there, gets them noticed, and as I say, it helps me out massively. And if you like this video, hit like and sort of comment and let us know. Yeah, let us know everything. Let us know all the stuff about drones. I'm just fascinated by this little thing. Anyway, pizza's on my mind. I can't concentrate because of pizza. Pizza. So thank you for watching. Take care of yourself. Hope you're all well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Oh, I want pizza now. Right, I'm off for pizza. Anybody else having pizza? I am. See ya.
Swagger down the street with your red
die.